Manny, how was the face-off today?
Good. Exciting.
You're pissed off about this title, aren't you? It seemed like I've never heard you talk like that.
My title,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're like mad that he has the title.
I know, and you get my belt without fighting me. It's kind of embarrassing me.
Do you think what the WBA has done, will you keep the belt after you win it? Like, will you just say, hey, I don't think you're doing good for boxing and just get rid of the belt because of what they have done?
Well, I think you have to inform first and then give time to consider it down right away, in a spot. So, but I respect the WBA decision. Their officials, I don't want to blame someone or anything else.
If you do decide to fight again, man,
asked about having this possibly be your final fight. I don't know what you've said. You take them one at a time. Who knows what will happen. But have you ever allowed yourself to think about that at some point, whether it's this fight or the next one, that there's going to be a time where it is your last fight, and that what your life will be like without being involved in boxing matches as a fighter?
I feel sad, if I think right now that this is my last fight, I can feel it right now.
You feel like it is?
I can feel I can feel it when I'm thinking about if this is my last fight. I can feel that I become lonely, but it could be others more. I love boxing. Boxing is my passion. That's why I'm still here. Keep on fighting, inspiring people. I really love to fight.
Well, then how serious is it that you would run for the president of the Philippines, which the talking point has been that if this is the last fight, the election is coming up next spring?
Well, it's hard to say no, I'm not, but let's finish first this fight, and then, of course, I am a politician, so things it's happening. So, like I said, every fighter that became a boxer, their dream is to become a champion in the world. So when you're a politician, you become a politician, then what's your dream? So to lead the nation, to lead the people, that's your dream. But right now I have no final decision yet. I'm going to make a decision final after this fight, probably next month, September.
if you do decide to fight again, would it be Errol Spence or somebody else?
Well, two fighters that I want to challenge, if I'm still fighting, keep fighting. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. So I want to fight the
Who would you rather fight? Manny, which one? This might sound like a crazy idea, but you've accomplished everything. What about moving down 140 pounds and challenging for the undisputed? That's the one thing that you haven't accomplished. And Freddie, if you want to go ahead and chime in on that as well, against Josh Taylor, I think a lot of people would be interested in that.
That's a good one. Like first time I go down in 140, the Hatton fight.
So what happened?
Manny,
Well, what do you think about that, Freddie?
And Manny, when you heard the news,
It's something,
Manny, when you heard the news that Errol
it's
got,
something we'll consider, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's one fight at a time.
Manny, when you heard the news that Errol was hurt, got injured and had to pull out the fight, what's the first thing that went through your mind, and were you disappointed?
I feel disappointed a little bit because I've been working hard and focused on this training camp. I did a lot, discipline like that, doing my best training camp. But good thing that they told me that the fight is not canceled, just a substitution. There's a Ugas who it happened that he's a undercard, so he want to challenge me like that. And when I heard that Ugas that the one who took your belt, and okay, it's interesting.
Manny, what do you have to say to people who, like critics of Earl Spence, that maybe don't believe the injury or believe something was up? What are your thoughts when you started hearing about that stuff?
It's hard to, if they are the situation of Spence, they will understand and realize and understand about the situation. You know, of course, Errol Spence would not do that to train hard and you want to fight. You know, a fighter is always a fighter. He wants a fight. So that's a fighter. I mean, nobody will cancel the fight and you're undergo training for how many months and you cancel the fight. So they have to realize that they have to think more, not become a short-minded.
Manny, I'm just curious what your thoughts are on all of the criticism as of lately that the WBA has been facing, and whether or not you believe that these sanctioning bodies have way too many titles.
About that issue, I mean, I always respect the decision of WBA. Whatever the decision, I respect that. Good thing that it's just good thing that it just happened that we're going to settle it down in the ring on Saturday.
Manny, being the local guy here, how does it feel to be back in Las Vegas and be the first mega fight after the pandemic with a big crowd in the fight capital?
It's an honor and I'm so blessed because the first one of the biggest event in Vegas during the pandemic. So I'm excited to entertain the fans. I mean, to give my best and to make them happy.
Manny, if this is your last fight,
Yordenis said that he wasn't worried about you knocking him out. What's your thoughts on that? Still got that Pac-Man punch, right?
You know, we'll see. I mean, I'm not predicting the fight, but I will do my best. I'm a kind of fighter that don't predict the fight, but what I did in training, I will do my best in the fight.
Manny, when you look back on your career,
Guys, please put your mask on correctly. We can't be here.
you've had so many huge victories against guys all different weight classes, Hall of Famers. Is there a fight that was the most satisfying to you, or you think was your greatest victory?
The most greatest victory is the De La Hoya fight.
Can you
Manny,
say why?
You know why? Because I came from 135 to 147. That's unusual. I mean, not many boxers can do that. I mean, from 122, 126 to 135, and then moving up to 147.
And that was a fight that wasn't even for a world title, and that's, you're saying, even a non-world title fight was your biggest victory.
Oscar. 147.
Hey Manny, Terrence Crawford has been trying to get a fight with you for a very long time. Can you just elaborate why that fight never came to fruition?
You almost have a fight with Terrence Crawford, just other times, you know, also pandemic affect the negotiation like that. There's so many considerations like that. So, but as long as I'm still in boxing, I'm open to and willing to fight Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, or anybody.
If you become the president of the Philippines, would you challenge President Biden?
Manny, a lot of people consider you as the greatest fighter ever. What goes through your mind when you hear a compliment like that? It's a very big compliment.
Tudaraba for the people thinking about that. I mean, I said thank you very much for people thinking about that.
Thank you.
Thinking about that, it's an honor, but you know, I'm a kind of person that all my achievements and accomplishments in life I don't put here in my
Manny,
I always consider myself as a humble and the same an ordinary person like anybody else. I mean, that's me. That's in my heart. Because who am I to become a boastful, became you know, I came from nothing into something, and I want to be an inspiration to all of you, to all the people of the world, not especially boxing fans.
Manny, is this the first Cuban fighter you faced, Manny? And if so, you know, who does Ugas remind you of that you fought in the past? Is he similar to anybody you fought in the past, you feel?
Ugas.
I don't think there's been any Cubans.
Yeah, I don't think I think this is the first
It's my
Cuban
first
you
time,
fought.
yeah,
Yeah.
first time.
Does he remind you of anyone that you fought though? The type of style that he has? So this is a unique thing.
Unique thing.
You know. What do you make of that? You know, that challenge, because a lot of fighters with a week notice and maybe 2-3 days of sparring would have been like, nah, you know what, this is too risky. Like I'm too much at a disadvantage here. I won't take
I
this
think
fight.
if going way around, like you're preparing for right-handed and then switching to southpaw, and you're not used to it fighting southpaw, then I might thinking about maybe cancel it because it's a southpaw. But this time around, I'm preparing for southpaw, but switching to right-handed. But I'm always fighting a right-handed in my career, so it's not hard for me to adjust.
Manny,
what's your
Ishmael
thoughts on
Salas
Canelo
reminded us that Ishmael Salas reminded us that he beat you at I think it was 112 pounds back when you were like a flyweight or something. He was the trainer in that corner. Do you remember anything about that fight back, or Ishmael being part of that or at all?
The Thai fighter.
The Thai fighter
In Thailand, in Thailand.
Was in the corner of a Thai fighter you fought, and the Thai fighter won.
Do
Do you remember that?
when you were a flyweight?
When I flyweight, I was overweight. They stripped my belt before the fight.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not focusing that fight anymore because my thinking is moving up to 120 pounds.
Hey, Manny, what's your thoughts on Canelo Alvarez? What's your thoughts on Canelo Alvarez and his accomplishments?
He's one of the best. He's accomplished a lot and keep up the good work. I mean, your opponent, his opponent is only himself. If he keep on focusing in boxing and working hard, sacrifices, doing that discipline, he will last in boxing.
Did you ever have thoughts of fighting him at one point in time when he was 54?
I think 54 is too much for me because I'm 5'7", 5'6", 5'7", 5'7". It's not, if I became 5'9", and then I can fight after the Margarito fight, they asked me about if I'm going to defend my belt. I told them, no, give it to them. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going back to 147. I said, what I have done and why I'm moving up to 154, and it's good experience.
Manny, you've never been off for 2 full years like you are now. What is going to be the impact in terms of your timing and whatnot in the ring, the layoff?
Good thing for me because to have a 2 years layoff, like rest because of my body. I've been in boxing since when I was 12, non-stop. That's non-stop. And then good thing for me that I rested 2 years of when I back to training. Like I feel like when I was young, like my desire, it's fun.
Manny, does it ever enter your mind, especially maybe when you walk into this building? I know the fight is at T-Mobile, but you've been in the MGM Grand for so many of your biggest wins. But it was 20 years ago this year, just a couple of months ago.
My fight is here, first time. My first fight in America is here.
No, I know, I was ringside, but I'm saying, 20 years ago, when you come here and you think, like, where'd the time go? Like, what are your thoughts when you think about everything that's happened in 20 years since? To knock out Ledwaba here and all the great fights since.
No, I'm thinking that too. I'm thinking that last 20 years ago, I'm here, my first fight with Ledwaba. Supporting me event with De La Hoya Castillo, June 23rd.
Yeah, remember.
Manny.
Do you have good thoughts about you think about that when you walk in this building?
Yes, so thankful to MGM for always supporting us, promoting Manny Pacquiao.
Manny, earlier you had mentioned Oscar De La Hoya. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on his return against Vitor Belfort. What do you think of him coming back?
I think because that's his passion. Boxing is passion. If the sport is your passion, even you leave it, like you will miss it. That's why I don't want in my career. I don't want that to happen. That I'm going to retire now and come back again. It's the time is.
So you would never do an exhibition then?
Who?
You.
Me?
Floyd Mayweather against YouTuber against Floyd Mayweather.
I have another work to do. You know,
Manny,
helping people.
Guys, last question.
Which
I love
which
to
rec-
help people.
which
Manny
record of
Pacquiao.
yours? Which record of yours will never be broken? The 4-decade champion or the 8th division champion?
I think both. That's hard. 4 decades.
But
champion.
oldest welterweight champion, which you can break again on Saturday.
The oldest.
You're the oldest welterweight champion when you beat Thurman, but if you beat
I will
Ugas,
break my record.
what do you think?
My own record.
What do you think about that?
I will break my own record.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm happy for that. Adding record to my resume. And not only that, but for the boxing, at least at my career in boxing for more than 20 years, I inspire people. I giving inspiration. I already give inspiration to the people, and you know, putting a record in boxing history. That's not easy. So it's an honor for me. I am blessed by God because, you know, I'm not tall. I'm small, but you know, in God, there's.
Manny,
question right here.
Manny,
Right here. What's more important to you, a belt that you win in the ring or what you do outside the ring as a public servant?
Thank you for that question. You know, my heart desire, if you ask me, material things in this world is not important to Manny Pacquiao. Whatever I have done, my fame, my record, what is that, my position in the government, what I have is not important for me. My important is my relationship to God and how I can help people and how I can inspire people. You know, that's my priority in my heart. You know, things coming out and out and out, but your relationship to God is most important. To be an inspiration. Later on, when Manny Pacquiao no more in this world after 50 years to 40 years like that, you know, I want them to remember me that Manny Pacquiao is not only one of the good boxer in the ring, but he is a friendly guy. He is a nice guy. He's helping people like that. We should show it the real love to each other outside the ring. Boxing is fighting each other. Entertainment. Boxing is doing our best, like you know. But outside the ring, be an inspiration to everyone. That's my heart desire. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Manny.
I'm so thankful to all of you. Deep in my heart, God knows my heart. I'm so thankful to all of you media. Because of you, we become popular. We become known to all over the world because you helping us. So supporting boxing. It's I've always considered that and thinking about that. So thankful to all of you. Of course, God is good at time.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
To the Filipino people in the Philippines, in Cebu, Senator Manny. In Cebu, Sunstar Super
Cebu,
Balita, Cebu.
daghang salamat sa iyong mga bistag da tanan sa Cebu, Visayas. Thank you to all your support. Mabuhay. Ayo mo diyang tanan. Ang Ginoo magapauban kaninyo kanunay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manny.
Thank you.
Thanks, Manny.